If you're watching this video, it's probably because you're interested in doing fashion illustration, and I want you to keep up that excitement as I show you what are some of the basic supplies that you're going to need to get started doing fashion illustration. If this is your first time ever to visit this channel, my name is Athena, and I absolutely love teaching beginner fashion designers how to do fashion illustration through skills that would help them develop their talents. I don't want you to miss out on any of the tips, tricks, and things that I can teach you related to fashion illustration. So make sure that you hit subscribe and ring the bell down below. There's really no need to buy a ton of expensive supplies and markers and pencils and all those kinds of things, when really you probably have most of the things that you would need right there on your desk or wherever it is that you do your drawing. We're going to go over all of that, and if there are some things that you do not have or want, I will show you some of the things that you might want to get. So let's take a look at what those things are. Let's talk about what you absolutely need, all right? You really only need something to draw with. If you're in the dirt, use a stick. If you're 3, 4, even if you are older, you could use just a regular crayon. But I just wanted to show you that you really can use anything as long as you have something to draw with, something to draw on, and your own creativity, then you can go for it. Now, in my classes that I teach online without school, I usually will have my students use a pencil. This is just a standard school pencil, I guess you could say. And we do a lot of our sketching with pencil. And then what we do is a lot of times we will go over the sketch with a Sharpie pen. Now, I really encourage getting something like this. Even if it is not Sharpie, it's good to have something that has a very, 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 very fine point. So that if you were to draw next to the pencil, it would really be about the same thickness. And once you have your sketch the way you want it, then you're going to want some kind of an eraser. Even if it's not the eraser on the back of your pencil, you can use something different. I like to use this one, which is your Pink Pearl Papermate eraser. And you'll notice that as I erase, one, my table is moving all over the place. That's fine. But that your ink stays. And so this is how you would go ahead and have a final of your dress or whatever it is that you are drawing, and then you will be ready to color. So here I have already used pencil and ink. I have a few spots in here that I have not done with ink yet, so I'm going to go ahead and do those and then erase all that pencil because I do not need it anymore. And then I'm going to, I guess you need to wait for it to dry a little bit, but all of this down here is already dried ink. So I'm going to go ahead and erase the pencil. And once again, my whole table is moving. That's okay. That's okay. This essentially is what a coloring book would be. It's just black and white. And furthermore, the paper that I am using is what I use for all my classes because I give my students handouts that they can work on with their own croquis. They don't have to worry about the croquis. It's just a regular printer paper. Yeah. If you want to keep all of your drawings together, or if you like a different texture, may I suggest this nice little sketchbook. You can find lots of different kinds of them, but I would find the kind that says sketch if you're going to be doing the drawing. This is your absolute base necessity type of supply. Basics: paper, pencil, pen, and eraser. Here I've sketched up 3 dresses that are pretty similar, and I want to show you what kind of coloring tools are the absolute basic, I don't know if they're necessary, but basic supplies that you could have. I started out as a child using crayon, and I have found that I still really enjoy using crayon. I especially like using crayon when I'm doing anything that is fuzzy or needs texture. And if you also get into shading, which will be in my next video, then you would just go ahead and press harder in certain places where you know that that shading is supposed to be. And this is a really easy way to do shading. What I probably use the most, and this is what I started using a lot of in junior high and high school, is colored pencils. Now these have double tip. You can get them with double tip like this for water. You can get them double tip just in the regular. And then of course you can just get one full pencil. When you're using colored pencils, what's nice is that you can see the strokes that you are making. You can choose which direction they go, how hard they are, of course, just like this one. And you can make different looks with shading and different looks of the fabric just by moving the lines in different directions. You could also make super duper great plaids. Let me see if I can pull one off for you real quick. This is fun to do in pencil and in marker. So let me go this direction with the darker one, which is the other side. And then let me pick a different color because I have my nice little bucket of colors. So by just crossing these over in a grid pattern, then I'm also able to make a plaid with pencil very easily. Next one over here that we're going to talk about is markers. This is probably the most basic marker. Sometimes you would see it in this fat size, which it's great, but it covers everything, but it's really hard to do any kind of details. The kind of marker I'm going to show you is just a regular Crayola Super Tips. You just have to go a little slower if you're going to use marker correctly. I've seen people just kind of color like this. There is definitely that, but if you did that on a big open space like this skirt, it ends up being kind of tricky and kind of messy. If you're gonna do the whole entire thing, one color, like your whole garment, sure, okay, that's fine. And you are gonna get the point across with your marker that, hey, this is the color I'm going for. But as you can see, whenever you color it in, if you just color straight down, you end up with overlapping. Don't forget pens. Now, pens are really fun because remember, we used a pen to do the outlining, right? But what if you want to outline a certain area? Get pens that have color. I found that these are the best. The Sarasa Fine Liner. These are super fun because they have glitter inside of them, so you can add some really great glitter. It kind of has that sparkle, kind of has that joy that you can add on, especially if that's going to be part of your design. If you want it to be super fabulous that way because you're adding that on, then there you go. The absolute necessary for the coloring part would be a crayon or colored pencil or markers. You would be surprised how many beautiful designs you can come up with just these items. If you want to go ahead and draw your own croquis, which is the fashion figure, there's one other thing you're going to need because you've already got your paper, your pencil, your pen, and your eraser, but you will need a ruler. If you were to watch my video, how to draw a 9-head figure the easy way, you won't even need this ruler. You can make your own out of paper. Go ahead and check that out in case you don't want to do it by ruler. I have used some of these tools in these 2 videos. Learn how to draw a ball gown with ease and simple instructions, and one of my drawing dresses for beginners, how to draw a chi pao. Also stay tuned for my next video where we will shade an object using these same tools. Oh, and don't forget to get your free copy of the Guide to Fashion Sketching. It's down below. Until next time, make sure that you practice, 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 because practice will make progress.